if then.
Huh?
'Cause there's a moment when everything changes. There's a moment you leap off the cliff.
I think honestly, when I see it a second time, which I absolutely will go see it a second time, and I'm not spending so much time focusing on what the is going on, I will be like, I loved it. As soon as I understand what the storylines are, because I spent like 80% of the show, like at the top of every scene, being like, okay, so she's wearing the glasses. If she's wearing the glasses, that means that she's in the LaChanze timeline. And the LaChanze timeline is the one where now I can't even remember.
Her name's Elizabeth, and for one timeline they call her Liz, and the other timeline they call her Beth, which is helpful, sort of, as long as you always remember which one is which.
You don't.
Which was difficult.
She also has glasses in one of the timelines.
Glasses in one of the timelines. Yeah, I don't know. It was a lot of concentrating, which isn't necessarily a bad thing in a show. It's not like I need to completely disengage.
Right.
There are shows that are like that, and there are also shows that are extremely cerebral, and this was somewhere in the middle because it wasn't one that I thought I needed to go into, like, thinking real hard about things.
Just to pay attention. Which obviously, like, that makes it sound like you're not paying attention.
But it's like you said, you're focusing on which storyline this is instead of actually focusing on the storyline.
Like, it sounds like such a silly, small critique, but I honestly think she was wearing, like, a different color wig for one timeline, and the other timeline, like, one timeline was blonde and one timeline was brown, or whatever. Like, that would just be such a more clear visual in your mind, as opposed to, like, being like, okay, wait, what was her name? Did somebody call her by her name? Which I did think they did a good job of having people call her by her name a lot, which was obviously helpful. But even, we were sitting pretty far back, and I was like, is she wearing the glasses? Also because she's not even in the glasses timeline. She wasn't always wearing the glasses.
That's true. Girl must have gotten dizzy because she was doing a lot of turning around.
Jackets on and off.
Jackets on and off. Sometimes she would Glasses Liz would put her hair back sometimes. The unfair sliding doors comparison, the thing that drove me crazy is that in that movie, there's a real timeline. In this, at the end of this, they were both still true. Like, there was no real timeline.
I have absolutely no idea what happened at the end of that show.
I would like to try and explain it to you, not necessarily here.
Literally have no clue how the show ended.
Employment. And she...
Oh. I also felt like we heard the same song 5 different times in different ways. Like, there were so many different songs that were all her just being like, I can't make decisions. If, then, what happens? What if, what if, what if? I feel like we saw... I think there's like 6 songs in the show that are called What If, and that are about her singing What If.
It was a little difficult to figure out if I was hearing a new song or a reprise of another song.
There's no song list in this damn playbill.
That's true. Right, I was just gonna actually try and look at the song
list. If we had an actual song list, I would want to go through, but we don't have an actual song list, so I am forced to assume that every single song in the show was called What If, and was Idina Menzel going, I don't know, what happened. I liked LaChanze's song in the subway.
I liked LaChanze's song. I liked Anthony Rapp's songs. They were like super Marc Cohen, but I liked them. I liked Idina's 11 o'clock number. I don't remember it, but I remember liking it.
I also liked her 11 o'clock number. However, I had so many people tell me that the score wasn't as good as they wanted it to be, but her 11 o'clock number is amazing.
Oh, that it was like built up.
That it like really got built up in my mind, and I did think it was a good song, but I like really, really thought she was gonna option up at the end of it, and that like made me really sad because like I want to hear Idina Menzel option up.
Enjoyed the restraint.
Listen, she sounded fantastic.
She sounded really great
through the whole goddamn
Absolutely.
show. Her voice is sick.
Yeah.
This is the first time I've heard her live.
On point. Me too.
She sounds amazing.
Me too.
Her voice is great.
It's very strange, but it's great.
It's
that
very
in the best
specific. Way. It's very specific. Like, it sounds like her at all times. Yeah. And you could never, like, mistake her sound for anyone else.
There was one line in there where she sang "If I," which is hilarious, but, like, she did it with her Idina Menzel voice, and it was like, "If I," and then she wanted to be like, "Degreenify you."
And so it was so refreshing to just go and be like, yeah, she's just awesome. Yeah. And bitch, why haven't you been working consistently on Broadway for the last 10 years? Because I could have been seeing you in shows. What?
Yeah.
Stay here. Do more. Let's talk about LaChanze. Because
what'd you think?
Listen, as like awesome as it was to like see Idina Menzel in a show, being like, oh my god, I've never seen Idina Menzel live. Like, I've seen LaChanze live before in things. Mm-hmm. This is the first time I was seeing LaChanze like in a Broadway musical, mm-hmm. like in a real, like I saw her on The Wiz and I saw her at 54 Below, but like this was a very special experience getting to see LaChanze because LaChanze is very important to me.
I know.
And she was awesome in this.
She was great. Now, I saw LaChanze in The Color Purple. More LaChanze all the time.
More LaChanze.
She was fantastic, and everything that she did was fantastic.
Yeah, but like, she could have had like 3 more songs.
Yes. I was happy that she sang more than I thought she was going to, because I thought in the back of my brain, I was like, she's featured, she's going to be underused, and obviously she was, because she's LaChanze, but not as like, not as much as I thought.
It was more like the featured role that you write for LaChanze than like the featured role that's written for like the best friend character. Yeah. She looked so good. She looked fantastic. She looked so beautiful. She was so sassy. She was so funny. I love the chemistry she had with Jenn Colella. Also, Jenn Colella, fantastic. Oh my god, she was so funny also.
Also, just because I have only ever seen LaChanze in The Color Purple, I loved just seeing her have fun.
Yes.
Be funny, fun character, and she crushed it.
Yes. And also, obviously, like, the most important part to me, personally.
Sure.
Is that there's, like, a well-written lesbian character in a Broadway musical. Which is, like, crazy in my brain. I don't even know how to, like, I don't even have words to describe how fulfilled I am by that fact alone.
I mean, it's hard enough to find a well-written female character, and then on top of that.
True on that. Yeah. Real lesbian characters. And LaChanze, it's like a holy grail of everything that I love. Like, I love LaChanze. I love LaChanze so much. And I'm a lesbian. And she played a lesbian. That's all.
Yeah.
That's all I had.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jenn Colella was great. I wanted a third beat to her character's hilarious lines about being like, I'm here, but I didn't have anything to do with any of this.
Right, yeah.
Because that was
not my idea.
Right.
But I'm here.
So fucking funny.
Yeah,
and I wanted a third one. I wanted another one.
Like that
also, I really liked her super dykey outfit at the finale where she was wearing flannel, cut off sleeves, and holding a football.
And then she was like playing catch with some dude in the park.
I love Jenn Colella.
Yeah. Anthony Rapp kind of had a bit of a thankless character, especially in one of the timelines. But he did a good job.
I had negative associations with that character because, like, in one timeline, I can't remember what timelines are what timelines.
Okay. Tell me which one you're thinking of.
The one where he kisses her.
That one is the one where she gets the job.
I felt like in one timeline, I really didn't like his character, and in one timeline, I liked his character.
Yeah.
In the timeline where he, like, has a boyfriend and shit, I was like, he thought he was a really interesting, good, fun character, and then in the timeline where he, like, doesn't know what he's all about, I, like, really didn't like his character.
I agree. I mean, I don't know what we were supposed to think. I don't know what they wanted us to think in that scene where he was singing that song to her about.
He was, like, so needy in the worst way.
And have some fucking self-respect. Like, he's singing this song to her about, you don't have to love me in the way that I love you, but let's be together. What the f***? Did a good job with a thankless part, especially in that timeline.
Jason Tam?
I love Jason Tam. or Jason Tam.
He was great.
I thought he wasn't really going to have that much to do, and it took a while, but he had some great stuff in there.
Mm-hmm. He rode a bike. Ryann Redmond. She was amazing.
She's always amazing. Always being the 2 times we've seen her in things.
The character she plays towards the end of the show, like, was so spot on. So spot on. I literally wanted to be like, she stole the show. And she didn't steal the whole show, but she stole that scene. She fucking stole that scene.
She was amazing.
Oh my gosh, she was hilarious. It was so simplistic and such, also it was like, it was such a simple idea and also like, you know that person and you know that thing. No spoilers. You will love it. Yeah. And you will love her.
She's fantastic, that
I want her hair. Her hair is really beautiful. That's all.
Alright.
I feel like, unfortunately, because we spent so much time while seeing the show focusing on the plot and what was going on, and now talking about the plot and what was going on, that it is really giving the impression that we didn't enjoy the show as much as we did. Because I do feel like I really enjoyed the show. And I'm just confused. And I just want to see it a second time and be able to really appreciate what's happening. Because I feel like all I'm doing is analyzing it, and I really feel I enjoyed it while it was happening.
I enjoyed a lot of things that happened. I don't know. I think I got a handle on what was happening overall. I don't know that I necessarily need to see it again. But definitely, if I did, it would definitely clarify some things. And again, I enjoyed a lot of the performances that were being given. So...
I mean, obviously, the performances all around. Yeah. Everybody was fantastic. I literally, really, truly believe that the ending should have been ambiguous. I really think the
you
show
didn't know what happened at first in the end, so I guess that's the most ambiguous of them all. Moo with her.
Yeah, me too.